In section 16.4, we look at addition, subtraction, and more multiplication. So we can add any two real numbers. The sum of 5 and square root of 2 can be expressed as 5 plus the square root of 2. We cannot simplify this unless we use rational approximations. However, when we have like radicals, a sum can be simplified using the distributive laws and collecting like terms. Like radicals have the exact same radicand. So if their radicals don't look the same, we can't add them together. So we have to simplify before we can decide if we can add or subtract. So 5 square root of 2 is already simplified, but we can simplify the square root of 18. Right, and that's going to be 2 and 9. And this is 3 and 3. And so we have the pair of 3's we can pull out with the 2 left over. And so rewriting, we have 5 square root of 2 minus 3 square root of 2. And because their radicals are the same, we can combine the numbers out front and the radical stays exactly the same. It's just like when we add x plus x, we get 2x, not x squared. So this becomes 2 square root of 2. Same idea goes for the next one. We can rewrite the first radical. That's the square root of 4 and the square root of x cubed. And we can't do anything to simplify the second radical. In the first one, we end up getting a 2, and we can simplify the square root of x cubed as x square root of x plus 7 square root of x. And because our radicals are the exact same, we can combine the front portion, but this just becomes 2x plus 7 times the square root of x. We can't combine 2 and 7 to get 9x because they're not like terms. For part C, we just need to simplify a little bit. Let's see what we can do as far as factoring the inside pieces. So we can pull a greatest common factor of x squared out, and we're left with x minus 1. We can also pull out a greatest common factor of 4 in the second radical, and then we can split these up. So that's the square root of x squared times the square root of x minus 1 plus the square root of 4 times the square root of x minus 1. And so this gives us x square root of x minus 1 plus 2 square root of x minus 1. We have the same radicals, which means we can combine the piece out front. And we get x plus 2 times the square root of x minus 1. For the fourth one, we can't simplify the square root of 3, but we can rationalize the denominator of the second one. And so I'm going to split this up. I have the square root of 1 over the square root of 3. But the square root of 1 is just 1 over the square root of 3. And then to rationalize, we're just going to multiply the top and bottom by square root of 3. So we get square root of 3 plus the square root of 3 over the square root of 9. Or that's the square root of 3 over 3. We can't combine these together unless we have the same denominator. And so that means we need to have a 3 on the bottom. of the first fraction. And so what we end up getting is 3 square root of 3 plus the square root of 3 all over 3. And we can combine the numerator. There's always a 1 written if it's not actually there. And so this becomes 4 square root of 3 all over 3. For multiplication, we can distribute and we can FOIL just like what we've already done. And then we just multiply underneath the radical together and outside the radical together. So for the first part, we're going to distribute square root of 2 to both pieces. So we've got square root of 2 times square root of 3 plus square root of 2 times square root of 7. And so that gives me square root of 6 plus the square root of 14. And that can't be simplified anymore, so you just leave it. For part B, we want to FOIL. So we're going to distribute the square root of 3 to both pieces. And then we're going to distribute the square root of negative square root of x to both pieces. So that gives me square root of 3 times square root of 3 plus square root of 3 times square root of x, and then minus the square root of x times the square root of 3 minus the square root of x, square root of x. And so this ends up giving me the square root of 9 plus the square root of 3x minus the square root of 3x minus the square root of x squared. And so the positive root 3x and the negative root 3x cancel. And we end up with 3 minus x. For part C, we want to write it twice and then FOIL it. So we get 3 minus the square root of p times 3 minus the square root of p. And then we're going to do the same thing we just did in part B. So that's 3 times negative square root of p plus 3 times 3. Then we got negative square root of p times 3 and negative square root of p times negative square root of p. And so remember, whatever is on the outside of the radical stays outside, and everything that's on the inside of the radical stays inside. So this becomes negative 3 square root of p plus 9 minus 3 square root of p plus the square root of p squared. And so we can combine the negative 3 root p and the negative 3 root p. That gives me negative 6 root p plus 9, and the square root of p squared becomes just p. And so the proper way to write this in descending order would be p minus 6 square root of p plus 9. And let's try one more. Same idea, we want to write it twice and then FOIL. So we have 2 plus square root of 5 times 2 plus square root of 5. So this gives us 2 times 2 plus 2 times the square root of 5 plus 2 times the square root of 5 plus the square root of 5 times the square root of 5. And so that gives me 4. We can combine the two square root of 5s together because they have the same radical. And that becomes 4 square root of 5. And then we get the square root of 25. But the square root of 25 is just 5. And so then we can combine the 4 and the 5 together. And we get 9 plus 4 square root of 5. And we're just going to cover a little bit more on rationalizing denominators. So expressions such as square root of 3 minus square root of x and square root of 3 plus the square root of x are known as conjugates. So they have the same terms, but the sign in the middle changes. And we can use these conjugates to rationalize a denominator that involves a sum or difference of two terms, where one or both are radicals. So to do so, we want to multiply the top and bottom by the conjugate of the denominator. So for the first one, we're going to multiply the top and bottom by 2 minus the square root of 5. And so on top, we're going to end up distributing the 3 into both pieces. And in the bottom, we're going to FOIL. So on top, we have 3 times 2 minus 3 times the square root of 5. And then on the bottom, we have 2 times 2 minus 2 square root of 5 plus 2 square root of 5 minus the square root of 25. And so these two middle terms end up canceling. On top we have 6 minus 3 square root of 5. And on the bottom we get 4 and the square root of 25 is 5. So that's 6 minus 3 square root of 5 all over negative 1. And when we divide by a negative 1, the signs on the top change. So we end up getting negative 6 plus 3 square root of 5. Let's try the same idea for the second one. So that means we're going to multiply the top and bottom by 3 plus the square root of 5 because it's the conjugate of the denominator. So we're going to end up foiling the top and the bottom this time. So we got the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 plus the square root of 3 times the square root of 5 plus the square root of 3 times the square root of 5 and the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 on the top. On the bottom we get the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 plus the square root of 3 times the square root of 5 minus the square root of 3 square root of 5 and minus square root of 5 square root of 5. And so on top we end up getting the square root of 9 plus the square root of 15 plus the square root of 15 plus the square root of 25. And on the bottom we end up getting the square root of 9 plus the square root of 15 minus the square root of 15 minus the square root of 25. On the bottom, those two middle terms are going to cancel. So we end up getting 3 plus 2 square root of 15 plus 5 on the top. And on the bottom, we end up getting 3 minus 5. And so this becomes 8 plus 2 square root of 15 all over negative 2. On the top, we can factor out a greatest common factor of 2. Let's go ahead and just do negative 2. So this gives me negative 4 minus the square root of 15 all over negative 2. And so the negative 2's cancel. And we end up with negative 4 minus the square root of 15. And the last one, we want to multiply the top and bottom by 2 minus the square root of x. And so on top, we're going to distribute the 5 to both pieces, and in the bottom, we're going to FOIL. And so we get 5 times 2 minus 5 times the square root of x. And in the bottom, we end up getting 2 times 2 minus 2 root x plus 2 root x minus root x times root x. And so on the top, we get 10 minus 5 square root of x. In the denominator, our two middle terms are going to cancel, and we end up getting 4 minus the square root of x squared. And we can simplify that one more time. In the denominator, the square root of x squared just becomes x.